Welcome to Charter Local Edition Northwest. I'm Dana Cowley, and today we're in Olympia talking to our lawmakers about what they're doing in the 2014 legislative session. My guest today is Shelly Short. She is the Republican representative in the 7th District. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you being here.
Sure.
Now, you have a bill out there that's supposed to help our small contractors.
Well, basically, we all know them. We have neighbors next door who have handyman skills, just things that they can do to make a little extra money for themselves to help support their families. Right now, these people have been targeted by labor and industries, and they have been fined for doing work just simply because they might place a little ad in a grocery store saying, hey, we'll work for whatever skills I have. My bill would have allowed them the opportunity to advertise without those penalties. When you think about it, we've gone through a pretty tough recession, and people are trying to help support their families. You know, they're out of work or they're not working as much as they'd like to. This helps a family make a mortgage payment, helps them put food on the table, and our state government right now is standing in the way of that, and I think it's really wrong. This particular statute allows them to work without being a contractor, but L&I is taking that definition too far, and they've actually fined these families.
And you had a senior citizen who had a specific issue that was difficult.
We did. He ended up being fined. He had a small ad in our newspaper. He paints and does handyman, you know, just trying to kind of supplement he and his wife's, you know, they're in retirement, their income. And he was actually fined, and then they garnished his Social Security.
Oh.
So it just fundamentally doesn't set well with me. I think there's a process. We want people to follow and do the right thing, but I think we're really sending a message out there that we're encouraging people not to use the skills to help support their families, and I think that's the wrong way to go.
Well, you have similar concerns about the Department of Ecology, too.
I do. We've had a lot of folks, especially in the agriculture community, get letters and things just out of the blue saying you're doing thus and so, and you have a potential to pollute, and oh, by the way, we're just trying to work with you, you know, trust us. And they get the certified letter in the mail, and oh my gosh, they've never heard from anybody. Well, that doesn't set well with them. They certainly don't trust working with the Department of Ecology, and so they're really nervous about how to handle that. So we've been trying to help these families through the process and work with the department to better understand really what's going on. But I have 2 bills that kind of dovetail into that. In fact, they were just passed off the House floor this afternoon. And what those 2 bills do, 2261 and 2262, just it asks the agency to show their regulatory work. So if they have to actually show the science that they use to justify a regulation. A lot of times they have us trust us, we're the professionals, we know what we're doing, and we citizens have to live under those regulations, and more people are interested in finding out why they're doing what they're doing and what is that regulation based on. So my bills just simply ask them to show their work in very detailed ways, and 2 of my bills passed off the House floor today.
Well, what's happening with the bureaucracy is a concern, you as a Republican, but I hear this from the Democrats too. This seems to have bipartisan support about non-elected leaders doing things that are impacting our businesses.
Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, we need checks and balances for things to work. And we've given a lot of regulatory authority, more than I'd like, candidly, to the Department of Ecology and other agencies, but they do have a role to play. But they're also public servants, and I think they forget that part. And so what we're just saying is, hey, you need to be working with us. Don't be the zealot. Don't be the person with a personal agenda out there to do your thing. I mean, let's make sure we're working together. We all want a clean environment. Every one of us does.
Yes.
But we can do that and have good business at the same time.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Shelly Short,
you bet.
7th District Representative. We appreciate you being on the show.
It's good to see you. Thank you.
This is Charter Local Edition Northwest, and I'm Dana Cowley.